Daniel, how you doing? Ow.
Oh, geez. Careful, dude. Watch out for all that stuff over there. It's a bit of a nail biter, but I'm not going to lie. We're in dire straits and in normal, popular, regular, traditional. That's the word I'm looking for. Traditional Canucks fashion.
Yes.
We are between the second and third period and down 3 goals. So by the time you see this, it won't be a spoiler.
No,
this is not
no spoilers.
Live.
But we're starting this podcast right in between period 2, period 3. The Canucks, Edmonton. I'm a hockey guy. I'm a bandwagoneer when the Canucks do. I'm a hockey guy. When the Canucks are doing something, I'll watch. But if they're not really doing too much, which is not,
I used to be more of a hockey guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I played a lot of hockey, but.
Yeah. Tell us about the time you were down in Vancouver.
That's a really long story. Down in Vancouver. No, that's my conscience is clear as far as the Vancouver Riots go. I just happened to be there. I didn't do anything.
He was actually the center figure and started it.
I started the Vancouver Riot.
Yeah, he was the one that flipped that car first. But we'll talk about that later. Okay. So
sure. Right now we're just biting our nails between periods because what the Canucks need to do is shoot the goddamn puck. They have been doing it better this period. They've been doing a little bit, even though they got scored on a bunch, but hey, I feel like shooting. Yes. I was more frustrated with the first period. It seemed like they were constantly like trying to set up some beautiful goal and never really got many shots on net. Now I'm a little frustrated because the shots they are getting on net are just like nailing the defensemen.
Yeah.
And they're not able to really like create many scoring opportunities. But I swear the best way is to just get junk goals, to just get like
a couple HMs, a couple Hail Marys, and
fucking bomb it at the net, dude. Like, and not necessarily like roofing it all the time. Like, just a couple inches off the ice is pretty deadly sometimes when it gets tipped by a thing. But
anyway,
it's tough.
I have hope. I have high hope that the Canucks will take this all the way. But
they got to do something.
Dwindling.
They got to do something for these fans right now. It's a little bit of a quiet building over there. I know we don't talk about sports very often, but I do love hockey. So
it's definitely worth
fun
it.
For me to dip my toe back in the NHL excitement every once in a while.
And we can talk to our future selves and be like, hey, are you happy?
If they lose, I'm pretty sure I'm going to, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay. We'll get there when we get there. But for now, we're just sitting on the edge of our seat. So at this point in time, like future selves
might be feeling a riot coming on. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll find out. I haven't lost hope yet.
I have something that I wanted to bring to your attention just to like go out. Oh, actually, dreams. You had a weird dream.
Oh, dude, I had a dream. Yeah. Okay. I was telling you. I had a dream. I had a dream.
ML,
and it was this morning.
Martin Luther.
It was between about 8:30 and 9:30 when I hit my snooze button basically.
Right.
And went back to sleep for another while. I realized I didn't actually want to get up super early before work. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I had a dream where my friend came over and presented he had a little like green like snake. He had like this cool little pet snake.
Okay.
And he was like, look, this is my pet snake. And I was like, cool, man. And I like just sort of grabbed it in my hand and he was like, yeah, he's cool. And I like slowly, for some reason, accidentally like let it go away, like under my bed. And I was like, damn, it's getting away, like ultra slow.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, he's squirming away and I can't find him now. And I was like, fuck, my buddy's snake is missing in my stuff now. And I spent the next like really long time for a dream, like looking behind boxes and everything and trying to pull this little guy by his tail, and I kept getting him a little bit and then he'd like wriggle away and I didn't want to hurt him.
What do you think this means psychologically?
I don't know. I'm not done yet though.
Okay, continue.
You can tell me what it means afterwards.
I'll predict
what you think it means. But I'm like looking everywhere and I finally like got him out of there and I like didn't want to hurt this little green snake and I finally got him and I put him in this like glass jar thing and managed to get him out from behind the stuff. And I actually was so excited that I managed to like recapture the snake and give him back to my friend before I woke up from the dream. Because if I'd have woken up from this dream with my buddy's snake still like missing,
it'd be like a stuck note in your head.
It would have ruined my day.
Yeah,
it would have been a much worse start to my day. But I woke up being like, oh fuck, why did I let that come close to happening?
I feel like so there's two things that I hypothesize with this
what's going on with this?
So number one is that there's something right now that's slightly out of reach and you're trying to figure out how to grasp it and you can't quite grasp it. Number two is I think you kind of want to get a pet snake. It's one or the other.
Pet snake would be cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. My friend has a pet snake that I was just hanging out with recently, so maybe I just need to visit.
You just need to visit the pet snake, man.
A couple friends of mine have them, actually.
I'm pretty sure that'll solve all your problems right now.
Okay.
If you got a snake.
I better not actually visit my friend's snake because I'll probably let it loose somewhere. Accidentally, like, have to find, like, that sounds like a nightmare, actually.
Okay, that was a beautiful dream. I love how
it was a beautiful dream because I managed to, like, finish it, and like get him back and he was okay.
There was some resolution to it. Yes. Okay, I have a list here that I wanted to talk about. What do you think is the most annoying song of all time? What would you have to say is the most annoying song of all time? If you had to like, so like the reason why I bring this up is because I was literally talking to this girl the other day, and her intro line was like on these dating apps was, if there's one song that you could never hear again, what song would it be? And I was like thinking, and I instantly almost just knee-jerked said U2, like anything by U2. But then I'm like,
just cancel out a whole band.
Yeah, I just eliminated the band.
That's a different argument for sure.
But
question.
I don't think there's any song that I would never want to hear again. Like, I think it's like, so anyway, it inspired me to look up a list.
There's some really bad songs out there, but
if you could just think of one right now.
Oh my God, I don't know. Certain songs I really don't like. There's certain songs that remind me of things like, and there's nothing against I'm nothing against Modest Mouse, but there's one song by them that just reminds me of a bad time I was having at work when I was younger, and
what is it, Dashboard?
I don't know. I really don't know. when I hear it, I get kind of bummed out, like for the past, for some reason, in a nostalgic way by accident, even though that band is pretty sweet, but like,
oh yeah, they're really good.
I don't know. There's certain songs that mean things, I guess, that you're kind of just like, meh, puts you back in a whack place. I don't know.
I'm going to start with number 10 on this list. Take My Breath Away by Berlin. You know that song? Take my breath away.
Yeah, you don't like that? Dude, that shit could
This is a
could
list.
Be worse.
Yeah. I don't know. If you're like in a lovey gushy mood and you're just like feeling it.
You know what? You know what? The Walk of Life. I really don't like that song. What? That stupid fucking keyboard, bro.
Just some big guy eating French fried potatoes.
I turned it off.
No, you're good. It's green.
All right, I'll put it back on. Okay, Oof, lost me for a second.
Yeah, I'll just double check. But yeah, you look good, bro.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks. As long as I'm looking good.
Okay, that's a fair answer though. That's a fair anser. So like, yeah, Walk of Life. Okay, I love Dire Straits, but that's fair enough. So Take My Breath Away. You're thinking, that's a fine one. It's number 10.
I would rather listen to that than the other one.
Fair enough.
Than the Walk of Life.
It just reminds me of a bumbly, like kind of slow-witted guy.
It's too happy. Anything that's like that goddamn happy, I'm like,
get it off my radio station. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not really mad at songs like I used to be. I would have had a whole list of like top 40 songs back in the day. I would just be so angry when I would hear it come on. Like, oh man, there's.
I feel yeah.
What's that song that one's like, the one where he like, I should have bought you flowers, should have hold your hand, whatever.
Is that Grenade? No, not Grenade. That's Bruno Mars.
Right. Anyway.
I know what song that is.
It's a beautiful song too. It's just that it gets so stuck in my head and I don't want it there. It's not my style.
Get out of here, BM. Yeah.
But it's so goddamn catchy for whatever reason.
Bowel movement
really sticks in the head.
Number 9, Photograph by Nickelback.
Yeah. I don't need to hear Photograph anymore. It's a joke.
Yeah. And I mean, literally. Yeah. Number 8, I don't really agree with this, but My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
It's kind of funny. It has its moments for sure.
Maybe if you were like born in the Titanic area. I don't want to sit
and listen to it. If I had to sit still and listen to it, I'd probably be pretty upset.
Right. But
at least it's an incredible talent as well.
Oh, dude, she got. I was about to say snuffed. That's not the right word. She got. I don't know, blue balled. She was like, they had like the best. I think it was Rolling Stone had like the best 20 singers of voices of all time, and she wasn't on the
Shafted.
list. Shafted, yeah.
There we go. She was shafted, Dylan.
She got snuffed and blue balled.
Holy crap! Sounds a lot worse. How did this happen to her? Anyway,
the next one is, which I feel this because it's time of place, right? But it's "Don't Worry, Be Happy," Bobby McFerrin. And if you're not happy,
you know what?
Some guy's just telling you to.
Did you know? But you know that whole song is made out of nothing but he's like beatboxing, right? Like there's no instrument in the entire song. It's just him.
He's like that, whatever that guy that does shit on the side of the street. No, that's Mark, whatever. Anyways, yeah, no, I did not realize
Mark
that.
Riboulet? No.
Yeah, Mark Riboulet. That's the guy I was trying to think of.
He doesn't Mark Ribulet's dope as hell, but I don't think he makes all his sounds by his mouth.
Maybe I was just watching one thing.
There are guys that, like a lot of guys that do that, but anyway.
Cool,
he was like the OG. He was like the OG to like way back in the day to do like the whole track with his just like boom, 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 that kind of shit.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. But if you're like pissed off and you just hear that song, and apparently that song came. This might be just an old like folklore, but that song came like when he was like in his darkest pits and he wanted to do the unthinkable act of never.
He did do that.
He did do the unthinkable act.
Yeah, he did. He left this world. Like
I mean, I knew. Yeah, I didn't know he committed. Or maybe it was that. Yeah, and then so he wrote
was
that
very
song.
depressed, which is horrible. Yeah, no, that's a sad part of that song for sure.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Anyways, I take that back. I apologize, Bobby McFerrin.
Well, you could still not like the song. It's okay. He won't mind.
He won't mind. He's cool. We checked.
He's cool.
Yeah. Who Let the Dogs Out? Baja.
Oh my God. That is a terrible song.
Yeah.
It should only be used briefly for comedic purposes and like be gone.
And if you actually listen to the lyrics, it's like just
pretty horrific.
It's just like these very SAE men that are like trying too hard to be a dog.
It was a wild time.
Yeah.
It was a wild
time, the mid 2000s or late 90s, whatever that was.
Yeah.
1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, it could be worse.
Right?
It could be. It's been.
Yeah.
1 week since you looked at me.
It's cool. Just definitely overplayed. But
all the Bare Naked Ladies. It just cracks
BNL,
me
man.
up.
I love BNL.
Yeah, they're pretty dope, man. I don't know.
I think I told you that like 1 year because I never listened to. Well, I do, but Spotify.
Spotify
was my number one artist. Was BNL.
Bare Naked Ladies the whole time.
CanCon. You need CanCon. Yeah. Los Del Rios, Macarena.
I was thinking of Macarena earlier too. It's pretty bad.
I get it.
And like Mambo number 5.
It was fun for the time. But number 3, okay. This one's interesting. And this site has no merit, but it's conjugated to the list. So
the New York Times.
Screw them. We Are the World. By US for Africa, which is like just like the wholesomest song that was meant for a good. I mean, yeah, it's a little.
They're just trying to go with the whole Bob Dylan being not into it meme, you know.
They're leaning into that aspect.
Leaning into that, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, that's cool, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. If it has a purpose, is it annoying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it might have more annoyance to some people because of that.
I mean, 30 multimillionaire rich people.
Yeah, a bunch of like self-righteous people. We are the world. Yeah, right.
Okay, I did what I had to do.
Bent.
Yeah. I did what I had to do.
Who did that help?
Yeah. If these people in Africa aren't fed now, I mean, I did everything I could do.
No, they definitely tried to help.
Yeah, they tried. Yeah,
they're doing more than I am.
Fair enough. Yeah. What are we doing? My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas, number 2.
Oh, come on. That shit slaps.
I mean, what is that?
No, I don't care about it.
Yeah, Black Eyed Peas are fine.
But I certainly don't need to never hear it again. I'm not upset at that song at all.
All right.
In fact, let's pop it on right now.
And then number 1. Any guess what number 1 is?
The Song That Never Ends by Lamb Chop.
I mean, fair. I don't think that quite made the cut on with these artists.
Why not?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that song that never ends? It goes on and on, my friends.
We built the city. Starship.
What?
You know that song? We built
this city on rock and roll.
Yeah.
Why is that so bad? They built the city on rock and roll, dude. What's bad about that?
I kind of get it, but I also
could be worse is my answer to that.
But then yet again, so that was the point. Like trying to actually sit here and think of like a song that's like this is just a list of most annoying songs,
and those are like popular songs too, because there's no way like there's much more horrible songs that I can find immediately that I would not want to hear anymore. That are just there's entire genres of noise that I don't want to hear.
Yeah,
that people would listen to a song that goes like, oh, the game's coming on. Okay, let's watch this.
Okay, we will be back.
We'll be back, folks.
We'll be back. Hey, don't look behind you. Don't. Owen Wilson's there. He's throwing fists.
Wow.
Hey. Ow. Macarola. Dude, what's happening?
See that guy throw that thing?
Oh, man. Molotov cocktail. Made out of Molson.
Holy shit, that one almost hit me.
Oh, man.
This car's on fire. This is wild.
And the funny thing is that they're using oil to do this as well.
Convincing.
Yeah, I said, yeah, totally convincing. The time is June 15th, 2011. There was a game that happened that was a little bit further in the series than this. And you were there.
Are you serious? You just want to jump into that without even talking about what just happened right
now? All right.
Jesus Christ. Just skip over that completely.
Oh, yeah, the Canucks lost.
We just failed. Again.
I wasn't going to talk about
As we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody saw this coming. Nobody could have predicted.
I thought it was going to be a sweep. I thought the Oilers were going to just kick their ass. So they did good.
They made it close.
They did a lot better than I thought. Yeah. And then, we just finished watching. It just literally finished right now.
I watch a Canucks game every 3 years. And this is what happens. I'm sorry, everybody. I've cursed it.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, this is my fault.
Message our P.O. box with a big steamer.
Yeah. Tell people to do that.
Yeah.
It's all my fault.
Our P.O. box. Yeah.
Well, anyway. Yeah, our P.O. box, right. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, no, so right around what did you say? It was
June 15th, 2011.
Yeah. Okay. 2011. Right. Yep. So I was there with a bunch of my friends and watching, not at the game itself, but outside at the place where they had the giant screen downtown.
The viewing party.
Yeah. The viewing party. Right. Yep. And right beside us was this car. There were no other cars around at all. Everything had been cleared out, but there was this very shitty beater, just a silver sedan and just a little Corolla. And it got turned over. Somebody just flipped it and it came towards my friends and I, and we had to back away from it or get hit by it, basically flipping over. And then our friend Chris said, Chris Thwaite said, everybody stick together. And some tear gas went off and people started yelling tear gas. And then everybody just ran everywhere. And we totally split up completely. And the craziest shit I saw, almost right away, I saw my cousin, Taylor, who I didn't she lives in Chilliwack.
Right.
I didn't know she was there at all. And I just randomly ran into my cousin in this giant crowd of thousands of people. Somehow her and her friend were there.
It was
Armageddon.
Just
Taylor?
Yeah.
And she's like, Daniel? And I was just okay, come with me. It was crazy. So
I know the way.
I didn't know the way, but definitely follow the rest of the people probably. And I saw people around that moment, there was a bank right there. And the how to describe it, the construction fences, the temporary construction fences. I feel like I may have talked about this before, but anyway.
I don't recall.
They were taking the footings, the metal footings that have the two inserts basically and holding them by the two inserts and using those as battering rams and nailing the bank windows. A whole bunch of people were and they're doing no damage. Of course, just bouncing off the bank windows.
Bulletproof glass.
Yes.
Yeah. And just breaking their wrists. Yeah.
What are they going to do once they get in the bank? It's Jesus Christ, you've been in a bank before. What are you supposed to do in there? There's not just piles of money sitting around to grab. Fuck, you're going to do with that footing of the fence. So you're going to hit the safe, the vault. But anyway, so there were people doing that. That was pretty intelligent stuff. I at one point saw a girl who had been tipped over in an outhouse and was covered and being hosed off by the police. It was horrible. She's all blue and being hosed off by the police.
That's septic.
Just quite horrible. Not safe, terrible. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen in person. It was she was just crying obviously and upset. It was very sad. And I was mad at the crowd. Who the fuck did this shit?
Some big fat
I just looked around. Yeah. I just felt so about 3 minutes before the game was over, I looked around and instead of seeing everybody getting bummed out that Vancouver was losing, I saw everybody getting kind of excited and we're about to fuck shit up. And I was
mob mentality, mob
we're
rules.
about to do this. Hey, we're really going to do a riot. Hey guys, I'm not kidding around. I'm not just trying to be a nice guy or whatever. I really didn't want to do it.
No shit.
I thought it was cool and everything. I mean, it's an interesting thing to see. I was obviously it's exciting, but I was just amazed at how fucking dumb everybody was. So many dumb idiots. When you let people just go, a bunch of super privileged Vancouver dwelling motherfuckers, just go and ruin shit. Just going and ruining shit. And not even because of hockey. It's not over hockey. It's because they want to break shit.
Yeah. And it's testosterone.
I understand wanting to break shit in society because society's whack, but you're not helping anybody by breaking mom and pop shop windows and stuff like that. Sure, insurance is going to have a nightmare. Fuck, we hate ICBC, but even they don't have to pay. You were going to pay for it.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. So
the idiocy of the whole act.
The novelty of it was definitely super rad. So you see cars on fire. Every intersection that we moved forward, there would be a car on fire in the previous one. And you just see smoke pouring everywhere, people screaming, people throwing shit everywhere.
So these cars on fire, shit. Were they lighting them on fire?
Yeah. Well, they don't just burst into flame on their own. It's not like they were abandoned. Unattended car blows up.
Where did these people get the fuel to do that?
Lighters. I don't know. Light a piece of paper on fire and stick it in the gas tank. I don't know. Stick a bunch of paper in the cars. I don't know. it's conspiracy shit, but honestly, a lot of people believe that there were paid rioters there. And there's photos of people in like all black stuff, like who are throwing tear gas and shit and like inciting. There's people that incite riots.
Right.
And why would you want to do this? Well, because then maybe, and I'm being conspiratorial.
Which I love. That's cool.
I have, so when we were there, let me get to this case. Yep. So while we were going through this period of time and trying to collect our friends back.
Right.
At one point, I believe our friend, one of our friends, Simon, actually was like, no, don't do this. Like protecting a bakery from this dude. Like there was like a mom and pop shop bakery where this guy was like, get away from my buns, like or whatever. Buns. Yeah, no shit. And like Simon was like, no, don't fuck with this guy. Fuck with the banks and stuff. Like the big corporations. Don't fuck with this guy. I don't know. This is what I heard. Anyway, it's funny. He like stopped them from breaking this dude's shit. But anyway, that's just one of the funny things. So while I was separate from him, but we were waiting over off to the side kind of.
Right.
And this like, I saw a dude jumping up and down on a turned over mailbox, just like stomping on a mailbox, like with the biggest,
showing them.
Yeah, the biggest grin on his face, just like stomping and jumping on this mailbox. I'm like, this is maybe the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And like a fucking dude, a truck from behind us, like a 5-ton nondescript white truck, just peels out of this alleyway and screeches past us, zooms towards the filled up with people intersection, and people are diving out of the way. It smokes this mailbox that this guy has dived off of and just nails the mailbox and drags it with a big spark show like through the intersection until it like blows off the side of this thing. And like
that guy was having too much fun
screaming through the riot. Like what was in the truck, dude? Yeah. What's in this truck? Like, so I made up a conspiracy in my own head that like a bunch of people incite this riot so that like crime organizations can move drugs and people and like
all the cops are down there.
Stuff. Yeah, cops are busy. What would you do in a giant city if all the cops were busy right now?
With all these idiots.
Right.
Yeah.
You could do a lot of shit probably,
this
right?
Is the night boys. Yeah.
We're going to move lots of whatever. Yeah, so
that's a good call.
That was, my book is coming out. I'm writing this, but honestly, like, I don't know what was going on there. It just seemed to not make a lot of sense. So at one point, one of the people I was with, unnamed, was knocking down some broken glass from one of the windows with like a barrier.
Right.
And they were doing it, they claim, because they were trying to, they thought it would be dangerous or whatever. They thought that like they didn't want glass to fall on somebody, so they were knocking it down. I think they just wanted to maybe break some stuff, but who knows? It looked like it was dangerous. It was going to fall. Blah,
it was
blah,
a noble deed.
Right. It was a noble deed. Okay. We're going with that. But basically a bunch of Vancouverites didn't see it that way. And about 5 of them sort of like pushed into my friend and pushed into the wall. And I kind of flew in there and body checked between them and like hyper fast explained like, hey, he doesn't mean to do this. He thought he was helping. We're not going to do it anymore. It was dumb. We're not from here.
Right.
Like, dude, don't worry. We don't hate the city. We love Vancouver. Like blah, blah, blah. Just trying to talk to these dudes real
just
close.
30 second,
like the quick rundown. Like, yo, I'm sorry. Like it's all good. He didn't mean it. Like, and it was all fine. And they stopped. And this other dude came in and he's like, oh, you think you could fuck with our city? And like yells at, and
what?
Yeah.
And are you looking around?
He wanted to fight. It was like, the 3 of us are like all over 6'4".
Yeah.
And we are standing there and this dude was shorter than us. And I came in there and was like, yo, stop. That's okay. He didn't mean it. And came in and tried to say something. And this dude just turned and like headbutted me straight in the jaw. Bam.
No
right
way.
There. And I was just like, everything swam, like my whole vision swam before me. And I looked up and I could see the parkades that were there and all the smoke pouring out of the parkades from all the car fires that were happening in the parkade. And I just remember thinking that having the weirdest, like most vivid deja vu of my life. I was just like, I've seen this before. Like I got my bell rung a little bit, I think. Like I had a touch.
Yeah.
Like he didn't hesitate. He's just like, wham. And I just looked around at a semicircle forming in the riot.
Yeah.
Of people, and I looked over at the police line of riot police with shields and shit about 150 feet away, 200 feet away, like, or meters, whatever, the way down there, nothing they can do they can do to reach us. And a gang of people getting like hyped for a fight that's about to happen. And everybody thought I was just going to swing on this dude. And I was just like,
you were the
no
opponent. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I am not this dude. Like, I don't know.
This is not High Noon starring Dan. Yeah. No, and some random drunk Canucks
I am not the man. I am not that guy. I am not the guy to throw hands. I don't know how to fight people. I'm not interested in punching this dude. Like, it's not my, you know what I mean? So I did what I always do in a fight, which is look real disappointed in this person and just turn away and shake my head and be like, man,
you just bad dad him.
Can't believe you would do something like this, right? Like just disappointed in you. Yeah. And walked away. And I looked at my friend's face who was looking over my shoulder to see if I was getting like punched in the back of the head right now or not, or if I had to, and it seemed like it was fine. We all just walked away.
Okay.
And my other friend was just like, thank you so much for not punching. I thought you were going to punch that dude. I thought we were dead. Like I thought we were going to get jumped by a bunch of people because it seemed like we were in the wrong. Like it looked like we were. He's defending his city against us assholes, right? That are rioting is what it looked like. Yeah. That's what it looked like.
You saw what this guy was doing to the mailbox 10 minutes ago.
Dude, no shit, right? Go beat up the person who knocked that girl over in the thing, right? For me, it just was a guy who wants to fight right now.
Yeah.
And he did not care that the three of us were big, like way bigger than him. Like this is a dude who clearly has weapons or friends or knowledge of how to fight.
Yeah.
And he thankfully did not pursue. An idiot,
but a little bit of that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He didn't pursue it and I didn't pursue it. Either way, I'd had enough of Riot at that point.
No, fair
I was
enough.
pretty fucking pissed off by the time we walked away and was like, can I please can we go now? Like you guys had enough fun now? Can we bounce? Like I was so pissed off. And I needed a little calming down and shit after that. But basically after that, to calm me down, or one of the things that calmed me down was a kind of an amazing thing, which was at the art gallery downtown in Vancouver.
Okay.
A dude rolled up with on a bicycle with a trailer on it that had like a big sound system on it, like massive subwoofers and shit, and just rolled up with like beats and played like crazy dance music that was actually pretty sick on right in there. And everybody had like 100 and something person dance party on the, all in Canucks gear and shit, dancing on the front steps of the art gallery.
What do you call those things?
And the police was like a pop-up or whatever.
Yeah.
The police were like right there watching us just have an illegal party and just smoke weed and like drink and stuff openly, but they're not going to stop us because we're just partying and being harmless. Meanwhile, there's a goddamn riot over here. Like they're not going to fuck with us. So we just took advantage of it and just partied and had a fun time it was weird, man. It was just everybody dancing.
It's like super public.
Super
drinking,
weird.
smoking, and
it was like an impromptu rave, just out of nowhere, a pop-up rave that they couldn't really or decided not to fuck with because why would you
Diplo? Save the day.
Jesus Christ.
How's everybody doing? No, Diplo's not Swedish. Anyways, that's rad, man.
But so anyway, that was nice. And then we got out of there eventually. I can't remember what else. There's some other shit about that, but it was a wild one. That was crazy.
Fuck, that almost sounds like an action movie, like Tom Cruise, like trying to run through the town and like smoke happening.
It's easily the crazy, like the closest thing that I hope I will ever get to an actual action movie. Like there was smoke everywhere, tear gas, shit breaking everywhere, broken glass. Like shit can get crazy really fast. Like even just in a harmless riot, what I would call a harmless. Okay, speaking of that, imagine this whole time, right? This whole time we're slowly moving through the city while fires are happening behind us and stuff, and we hear the truth, which is somebody busted open a cop car and stole the shotgun out of there.
Yeah.
And it disappeared to who knows where. That's, like for one thing, and we're like, there's a shotgun somewhere in this riot, all these people everywhere. And they had us believe that a group of Vancouver fans had attacked a Boston fan and thrown him off of the bridge and he had died. That's what we thought. Like we believed this because they were spread. That was the rumor that was being spread around
at the time.
While we were in the riot, we thought Vancouver fans had killed a Boston guy, and we were all just like sickened and like couldn't believe that we let this happen. Like we were all so disappointed in everybody and like what the fuck. And so like it put a damper on it, man. It wasn't that fun. Like it was like exciting as fuck, but not really fun.
But it all derived from like legit
people
murder.
Being
that was
dumb idiots, right? Well, we thought that. It turned out that this Boston guy had been climbing a pole or something like that and fell off and hurt his ankle or something. That was all it was.
But he was fine.
It was fine.
He had a hurt ankle.
He hurt himself. Yeah. But he hurt himself. Like it wasn't like a bunch of people threw him off the bridge and killed him, which is what we thought.
Oh my God.
Like, holy shit. We were like, what? Like, So anyway, that was wild.
Shit.
I remember sitting up in a chair that night.
Yeah.
I went back on the ferry the next day. I must have looked so rough. Everybody in their Vancouver jerseys. I must have looked so rough on the ferry. My dad happened to be working because he was a ship's captain, but at the time he was the chief officer on the boat.
Right.
And he opened up the bridge wing door and just like pulled me into the bridge wing door. I was like, whoa. And like, they were just like, Daniel, come in here or whatever. Like and I ended up chilling in the officer's mess, just looking like hell, like so hungover. Mind you, I had been hammered drunk before the game ended. Like I was drunk and ended up like sober quickly by the time everything
like that,
you sober up. Like things, I'm instantly not drunk anymore. Like, of course you're rougher, but like so much adrenaline shit takes over.
It's crazy how that I've been in that situation where, you just the sobriety to make the best decisions you physically can in that state happen.
Yeah. So to find out that nobody did die was beautiful. Like, oh God, thank God nobody got killed in this dumb idiot riot. But like, it feels it felt harmless. Like, I don't think a lot of people in that situation felt like they were in big danger. They were just fucking with the police in the city at this point. And nobody was like, oh wow.
But it's still like,
it doesn't seem like those people could imagine being in a true conflict where they're actually like might get killed right now. Like they might get shot back at or whatever. And they're throwing rocks at tanks or cops or like whatever. Right.
And they're just
like imagine that. That's what it looks like. They feel like they're doing, but really they're just being vandals. Like it was so crazy. I don't know.
And they're taking the chance to be a rebel. Yeah.
And they're still nailing people for that shit. They're still finding people's like pictures and stuff and like
of people who charged with
people in the middle of throwing a rock or whatever it was that they decided to do,
And imagine ruruining your life or like ruining a big part of your life because 2011.
Maybe I just don't know how to. Maybe I just don't know how to party. But I couldn't believe it. I was just looking around at everybody like, how could you be so fucking dumb? Dude?
And imagine
why are you breaking it?
Being an alien and like looking down at Vancouver at that time and just
imagine being not from there. Yeah. Imagine being from a war-torn country where you actually have to riot to get anything done.
And it's like, this team did beat my team.
It looks like they're just riding over hockey when really we know it's more than that. We know that people are not happy. People are dissatisfied. And if given the chance, mob mentality takes over. If suddenly you get a chance, you could just nail a bank window right now if you want. Okay. A lot of people are going to take that opportunity to try and fuck shit up because they don't otherwise. I may never get this chance again in life, to throw a goddamn rock through the RBC window or whatever. Like, who cares? to jack open a cop car and run off with the shotgun. Yahoo. Why, bro?
And what in 20 years, what are you going to brag to your grandchildren?
I can't wait. Man, I stomped on this mailbox when I was a kid.
Wow,
what?
You had a great life. Yeah.
What is the deal? Oh my God.
No shit, dude. Well, I wonder how downtown's looking right now.
Yeah.
Vancouver. I mean, so
we went through there pretty hard, man. Like our neighborhood is trashed right now from what we got so angry when the game ended that you and I just went on a tear and I kicked off about 11 different car mirrors.
There was like 3 real estate signs, Century 21s. I just kicked them right over.
Still burning.
Yeah. Yeah. Try and sell your house now without your sign.
Everybody's trash is everywhere because it was recycling day and garbage day. So we just started dumping trash
took buckets,
cans.
Started spinning.
Because my goddamn Canucks didn't win. I watch a game every 3 years. Those are my boys.
That's right. I'm dedicated to these guys.
That's right.
Yeah, I just watched
bandwagon. I've been born on this bandwagon.
I just keep getting off, but I get back on. That's the main point.
That's true. I do.
Yeah, man. No, I wonder if they actually stopped viewing parties. They're slowly, because of the riots, 2011 riots, they slowly.
Yeah, you can't have nice things, you dumb fucks. We're not going to put the TV on for you. You can go fuck yourself. How about?
Yeah.
They were putting it on for free for people.
Right.
That was they didn't have to do that.
Nope.
And
of course, that's
not a fan of I'm not a fan of governments usually, but Jesus, they were at least trying to do something cool.
Yeah,
and then everybody would just broke the city. What?
This is why
threw a tantrum. Okay,
freaking.
There's more to it than that. Like I said, there were people there who look like there's tons of pictures of people all in black suits and stuff with it
happens a lot,
weapons and things, they're trying to incite riots. Some
that
anarchist.
Would be a good subject for a future episode. Like obviously we'd need more research into that.
Let's
I've seen riots. It was an actual riot for an actual cause where the town actually took the opportunity to incite riots, and then there's certain people that will just pop out, throw some random shit, and then pop up, and they're gone. They never see them again, and they're like, "Who is this man in all black?
Right?"
Who is this? And it's different ones. It was like a legit riot, but they used that to their advantage to do what have you. Anyways, I think that would be a really cool subject to get into.
It is kind of trippy. It's cool. It's
freaky a little bit.
It's conspiratorial, but it's also pretty believable, having literally been there.
Yeah,
I was physically there, and I'm like, okay, there's something going on here.
What team do you support? The Vegas Golden Knights? That's not going to be a team for another 6 years.
What? Yeah.
All black? What team are you here for?
How does he know this?
How does he know? Yeah.
The Vegas Knights or some weird psyop.
Yeah. It was that. That's it. The Vegas Golden Knights were because of the riots of 2011.
It makes sense.
If you go backwards.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Anyways, the real ones will get it.
I'm not a real one though.
I know.
That's fair.
Just the bandwagoners, okay?
Oh yeah.
Anyways, that's wild that you were there. I did not know that. And if you did mention it at one point, it probably wasn't on here because
maybe I talked about it. I would have
remembered that.
Yeah, I feel like you would have. I feel like I talked about it on a different episode, like on something else. But yeah,
maybe you mentioned it briefly and we kind of briefed over it.
We skimmed because I knew it would be a long-winded thing.
Maybe, but like I don't remember hearing.
It deserves a long-winded thing, man. It's one of the most exciting things I've ever been a part of. I guess. You know, it just was. I'm not kidding. It made me feel very stupid for everybody, like embarrassed
like a bunch
for
of
everybody.
Cavemen, ooga booga, fucking doing stupid shit, dude, walking around, humming their feces at each other, like almost literally. Yeah, like a bored damn girl, fucking like monkeys in a cage.
I will never get that image of the dude just gleefully stomping out a mailbox. Like
that is kind of wholesome.
No, dude, no, it's not. It's like
this simpleton, just like I'm doing something too.
I'm going postal.
I'm going postal.
So dumb.
Yeah, that's so.
But yeah, dude, that's just that takes the cake, man. I was just like, what does he think he's doing? He's so happy, you know, like
bouncing. Yeah,
he's trashing this fucking that would have been metal box.
Yeah,
you know,
he's doing something. Yeah. So, anyways, well, I guess we're rooting for the Oilers now. So,
fuck.
I mean,
I don't think I am.
No, nope, they did it. Yeah.
No, some other Canadian team can win. No,
there's none. Yeah.
But it's true though. You kind of do want the team that beat your team to be the best team. So you can say, well, we got beat by the best team.
And it's the last Canadian team too. You know? So,
and Jesus Christ, those fucking Oilers just kicked the shit. Like they really did. I don't know if the score was a bit scrambly and they almost lost it there, but it seemed like they were, especially in that first period, they were just dominating. Yeah. I'm sorry. Canucks couldn't get a moment.
It's been played out.
They couldn't get a moment. Yeah. Like they were just fucking scrambling everywhere. So it's too bad. I'm sorry to the real Canucks fans that are super bummed out right now. Yeah. It sucks. I'm like I said, I'm born into it. It's almost like I'm used to it. It sucks, but it's fucking
par for the course.
It is. Yeah. It's too bad. So, speaking of par for the course, those guys are out there golfing.
They are chipping. Yeah, for sure.
They are chipping.
Yeah. Well, that was exciting. And hopefully I can, I don't know. It would be cool for the Oilers.
Hopefully your knuckles bleed or heal after that.
Punching those signs and those mailboxes. Yeah. But the Canadian team hasn't won in 30 years. So.
Well, let's hope they do it.
Yep. So now you kind of have to root for the Oilers.
Yep.
Yeah. Or the Utah Coyotes.
The Wallers.
Yeah.
The Waller.
Anyways, is there anything else you want to wrap up with this one, or?
I think I talked enough. I think I've spoken enough.
Because I got stuff, but.
I talked about my dream. I talked about my nightmare.
And that song I was trying to think of earlier is I Predict a Riot by the Couches Chiefs. I obviously know that song. I don't know why it just didn't come to me.
Well, I'm disappointed in you.
I know, me too. So I had to come back and correct that. Well, we got what? We got 8 minutes here. Let's finish this one up.
We don't have 8 minutes. We have to stop now. I have no time. I actually quite have to go to the bathroom. So you go ahead.
Okay.
Actually, maybe we'll just keep me in here. Does anybody mind?
You're just tinkling away.
You keep going.
Okay. Well, this is for everybody else listening. My associate has had to attend to an office matter. Maybe I'll leave the mic
over here so it's not so personal.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
Monologue.
So we got the monologuing, man. And my monologue is this. Okay, so here is a story of a girl named Dolly Oesterreich. It was a woman from 1922. So a petrified wife locked in the closet, her husband shot dead, lying on the bedroom floor. That was the scene police officers discovered after responding to reports of shots fired in a Southern California home in 1922. It looked like a robbery gone wrong, and that was the wife's story. But the tale of Dolly Oesterreich was far more complex. Wahlberger Dolly Oesterreich and Fred William Oesterreich had been married for about 25 years at the time of the shooting. Fred worked long hours and often preferred laying his hands on a bottle of whiskey over his wife. So one day when Fred sent Otto Sonnhuber, a 17-year-old working at his factory, over to the house to repair Dolly's sewing machine, Otto and Dolly began having an affair. But with nosy neighbors and the inconvenience of hotel rooms, the two were perplexed as to how they could see each other often without getting caught. Then Dolly had the idea to hide Otto in her attic. During the day, Otto and Dolly would cavort around the house, making bathtub gin and spend as much time together as they liked. At night, Otto would retreat to his tiny lair to write pulp fiction novels and hide under the following day. So she was quite literally hiding her lover. When the Oesterreichs moved from Milwaukee to Los Angeles, Dolly's secret addict lover moved with them. So I'm just talking about a secret lover from an addict.
Dude, your fucking bathroom hand soap smells like gross fucking purple drank. I hate that shit. That fake purple.
That's Drizzy's best, man. Yeah.
Tastes disgusting too.
All right. I just got to finish my monologue. One night, Otto heard Dolly and Fred arguing loudly. He came to his lover's defense with a pistol. A struggle over the guns ensued, and Fred was shot and killed. Otto set the scene by locking Dolly in the closet and hiding himself away in the attic, along with the guns. For years, police believed Dolly's story of a robbery gone wrong, as there was simply no evidence to the contrary. That is, until nearly a decade after the murder, when a subsequent boyfriend of Dolly's admitted to the police that she had asked him to ditch a gun in the nearby tar pits, and a neighbor came forward saying she had similarly asked him to bury a gun for her. Though Dolly had both another boyfriend and another husband, Otto had continued to live in the attic for much of the decade. But by the time authorities had enough evidence to arrest Otto, the statute of limitations on manslaughter charges had run out, and a hung jury failed to find Dolly guilty of conspiracy. Both walked free, although they seemingly went their separate ways at last. So you'll have to listen to the beginning of that when I put this episode out.
I probably won't.
Hey man, fuck you. Anyways, that was a tale. So I'll call that Dylan's brief true crime monologue. Just to wrap this up, just because we don't have enough pain and suffering in the world, I need to wrap these up with interesting stories. Locking a lover in your attic. Would you ever think of doing that?
No, they can go if they want to go.
And on those notes, we are going to go. Thank you so much, everybody.
Goodbye, my lovers.
Yes, goodbye, my lovers.
Fare thee well.
I will never chain you up, but hang around.
Go Canucks, go.
Go Canucks. Next year, 2025.
Okay!